This young colony of Myrmecocystus mimicus has two repletes, and here you can see one of them making its way up to the ceiling of the mini hearth formicarium they're in. There's another smaller one there to the right, and that one has stayed smaller. Even now, this video footage was shot previously, maybe a week or two ago, but now it's still smaller, so I imagine the repletes have different sizes. This is my first experience with these ants. We got a permit to get a couple species of them, and they're from Arizona, and are really thrilled to have them. But this is what these little repletes do their entire lives. They hang upside down. They have a little bit of company with the other repletes and the queen, but the workers spend a lot of time traveling back and forth to check on them and feed them and take food from them. And then the rest of the time they spend tending the brood down below. The larvae of this little colony are really active. It's really neat to watch. That seems to be something that's common amongst the genus as a whole, is that the larvae are super active compared to at least the North Carolina species we have. Definitely seems to be more active, engaging in food around them. This little worker is removing the shedding. This larvae recently transformed into a larger larvae and shed its outer layer. And this worker is helping to remove that. And you can see just behind that is a pupae with sand on it. That sand is really important for these ants, Myrmecocystus mimicus, and I have Myrmecocystus mexicanus as well. Both of them will take that sand and pile it on top of the larvae. It's very important for them to have that little bit of sand, it seems. So this pupae here is just recently finished. It may still be working on the inside, but the outer pupal shell is completed now, and the workers will come by and take those little bits of sand off. And the little worker's done her job, removed all the outer layer, and then you can see she'll continue to clean and stimulate the larvae, and before too long it'll be carried over and placed with the rest of them. But this is what a worker does. These are very active workers. Constant motion, it seems to be. It's hard to see when you're not able to get really close with them with a camera like this. But even when it looks like they're not doing too much, they're always doing little tasks like this, cleaning the larvae, taking care of the pupae, moving the larvae, adjusting them around so they can get to the food sources. If you look really closely inside that cocoon with the sand on it, you will see that the larvae is still spinning and it's not finished. This is Novomessor cockerelli. I'll focus more on this species, this colony, later in another video. Right now, all I can say is that they grow extremely fast. They already have 6 to 7 workers. Most of the other queens I got from Arizona are nowhere near that, and these are large ants. And they just are very clean. That's the biggest thing I've noticed, is that they constantly are taking trash to the outworld, where the other species of this same batch from Arizona are nowhere near like that. So yeah, we'll see them a bit later. Myrmecocystus mexicanus is a very large honeypot species. This queen is remarkably large. She's bigger than my Formica subcericea queens that we have here in North Carolina and the East Coast. She's almost as big as the large Camponotus species here. When she arrived, she only had a few eggs and small larvae, and she now has 2 workers, a lot of eggs and small larvae, and a few cocoons. These workers are a bit shyer than I was expecting. They do not go out to forage as much as Myrmecocystus mimicus, but that could be because these are just the first 2 workers. You maybe see a little bit more activity from the ones coming up here in the near future. This is the second colony of Myrmecocystus mexicanus. This queen is still very much taking care of her first nantic. Would not move. It was a little bit difficult to see what was going on with her, but you can see she's got several pupae, and it's just a little bit behind the other colony, but we'll keep an eye on her. This colorful species of Camponotus is Camponotus festinatus. They have grown amazingly quick in the short time that I've had them. It's only been a couple months now, and they now have probably 12 to 15 workers, at least that many in larger larvae and pupae, so we'll see about double the size probably by the time I get around to doing another video. They love to eat fruit flies. So far that has been their choice food. They drag huge chunks of them down into the nest and feed them quickly to the larvae. This is a beautiful queen, nice fuzzy head. But they're really fast ants, so you'll start to see some of them zipping around here. They're getting a little agitated with the light and the vibration of me touching the table. But I love the color of these ants. I'm expecting there'll be a really big colony down the road. We'll be doing a feature video on Camponotus soon, and I'll include them as well in some of the shots. They are super fast. This video doesn't do it justice, but we'll show more later.